Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Norma, what were you born in September as well?
No, I'm a March baby.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that's very far away
Yes,
from me.
yes, Miss Aries.
So how come we have so many things in common?
Well, that's how it goes sometimes. So we really shouldn't really believe too much in the stars, and yet still it has a lot of things, but
still,
maybe our stars are the ones that connect with each other.
possibly.
Yeah,
The
possibly.
rising and the
yeah. I mean, I don't understand much of it, and I have lots of friends who love it, and I also have clients who work with it. But somehow, somewhere, maybe our two stars are perfect for each other.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
People, today is Wednesday, the 5th of September, 2018. 2018. The year of our Lord, 2018. And today is one of the days that I wanted us to talk about something light, something happy. And so I came up with the thought of birthdays because it's my birthday tomorrow, and I was going to come and sit here and chat away about birthdays. Then I was talking to Norma, and she said, yeah, I mean, I don't mind joining you. Let's talk about birthdays, and that was also good. And then in my research, because I talk to people every time before the show, I talk to people, and I ask them questions about, so what do you think about X, or what do you think about Y? And to my utter amazement, people told me that they don't get excited about birthdays. So, Norma, we are going to talk about what we think of birthdays, but we have to deal with all of the whole spectrum of birthdays.
Yes.
Excellent. So, tell me, what is your what are your positive memories about birthdays? First and foremost, we need to deal with positive before we can move into anything else.
We can move on to the other stuff, because that's actually where we actually started.
Yes.
The conversation on Monday morning when I called you, or was it you who called me?
I can't even remember.
And I think I'd send you a message to say, what was your topic for this week?
Yes, you did.
Yes,
that's what happened.
And then I was actually running my errands, and then you called me. And then you said, oh, I want to talk about birthdays. And I says, oh, my goodness. The funny thing was, on Sunday, my girlfriend and I was having this really deep conversation about birthdays. Because she was saying to me, oh, Norma, when is your birthday? We haven't celebrated it yet. Maybe we need to go out and have something to eat and, just celebrate. And I says, I don't normally celebrate my birthday. I'm not one for celebrating my birthday. It's something that I don't normally do. And then we started having this conversation. And then it just so happened that we did have a good connection, my girlfriend and I, because she was saying she thought that she was being difficult and funny to her friends, because they normally, especially one friend, she says, oh, she'd call her up and she'd be saying, yeah, I booked a table here, we're going to do this for your birthday. And then she always felt really a little bit guilty, because she kind of said to her friend, I'm not in that place that I want to go and celebrate my birthday. I'd rather stay home, do some reflection, give thanks. And I says, well, that's exactly what I normally do. And so we had this long conversation about birthday, and some of the reasons why I never celebrate birthday. It's not because I don't believe to celebrate it, but I'm in my 60s. In those days, I'm born in the West Indies, way up in the bush, on the mountain. I never knew there was such a thing as a calendar, a date, and a time.
At what age was this? 5?
Well, I left there when I was 5, but I never knew anything about birthdays all through that process of growing up until I came to this country about 7. And then you start realizing that there is an age and there's a birthday, and that people literally celebrate that and give cards and stuff like that. So it wasn't something that we actually did. And so for those reasons, obviously, I never knew that there was such a thing about birthday. And then we started getting really deep into birthdays and saying that there's a lot of people, from my era, that sometimes have two birthdays, because obviously the day that their parents would go to the city or the town where births and deaths would be registered, maybe sometime months later, sometime maybe a year later.
Oh, gosh.
And it isn't until maybe somebody from the village or from the area is going there, and they'll say, "Oh, can you register my child for me?" Or, you know, can you, register them? And when this person go, they maybe get your name wrong. It would be spelled wrong. They might have even forgotten. And, you know, many of our people during those periods never know how to read and write as well. So is that. So when they would go to the registrar to register and they can't remember, the registrar would actually put the actual date that they've come to register the birth and spell the name wrong, quite possible, or end up not being what you wanted your child to be. And you know what, it's funny because it's not until a lot of us started getting our passports ready to come to England that a lot of us realized that what's on our birth certificate and our passport is not really what we the name. So we were having these and it is so true that this is the things that happen to us in those days. So obviously, you know, birthdays for me never had that meaning of celebrating until I came here. And then when I did have the opportunity to celebrate birthdays, it wasn't meaning much for me, apart from I just want to get to age 21, because in those days the consulting age of being an adult was 21, and all I wanted to do was to be 21 so I could get the key for the door. So obviously when I'm in that working environment with my friends, and obviously also being in more of a European environment, whenever there was someone that had a birthday, they would buy a big card, they'd collect money, everybody would sign the card, and then they'd go buy a special gift. And so for me, it was then maybe that I celebrated my first birthday when I was 21 with my colleagues in a work environment. And then obviously, you know, this European environment is let's go to the pub, let's have a drink. And so for me, that was my very first time celebrating birthday.
Did you enjoy it? That, I mean, yes, you did all of these things, but did you actually enjoy when you realized it after all of that history and not knowing, you meet people, suddenly you're in a working environment, did you begin to enjoy, or did you think this is a new thing, but it's not for me?
It was a new thing, but it didn't resonate much with me. And I think it was just always, you're just doing what everybody else is doing. But it really didn't have that deeper meaning for me to say, you know, let's celebrate my birthday. And I think for me, as I got much older, it was, okay, for me to celebrate my birthday, just exactly like what my friend did, I'd rather either, most of the time I'm working, but I'm always in quiet meditation, and I would rather spend those times in real quiet meditation, just reflecting on my life, seeing what I have achieved, what needs to be done, and just walking through my soul really, and you know, what do I need to do to become, you know, a better person. I think you set milestones for yourselves and achievements in everything that we do. So for me, my birthday now really just represent that spiritual awakening for me, and coming to a new realization of self. Yes, so for me, I'm comfortable with it now. I still don't celebrate. I think when I believe when I was 40, a friend of mine, I think I was telling the story, she did a surprise birthday party. But a lot of people maybe do that because they like
party
and anything as an excuse, and she used it as an excuse. And it was supposed to be a surprise, but I always am very sort of an intuitive person, and I kind of guessed what was happening. So when it did come to it, I had to pretend I was really surprised, but I wasn't really surprised.
Because you knew about it.
Yes, because I knew about it.
But did someone tell you? Or
no,
or
I think you know,
sensed?
I sensed it, and it was just the movements of what was going around, friends, and especially movements around my son at the time, and stuff like that.
Your son was an accomplice.
He was, and I think for me, I thought, yeah, something's fishing. I think that's what they're planning to do, to have this celebration, and they had a celebrated birthday for me when I was 40, and I was also saying to you that my very, very, very close friend, her mother, she's well in her 80s, and we share the same birthday.
Okay.
And she loves to have a party.
My
old lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And every year, you know, she has a massive big party that kind of goes on from the time she wakes up in the morning till the next day. And there's food, it's open house, and, you know, music and different set of people, old people, young people. They all come because she likes people to make a fuss, and she loves the house, you know, be filled with flowers and all of those good things.
Okay.
And so but she lives in Birmingham, and then when I'm here in London, she's always saying, Norma, why don't you pack up the whole job and come down and celebrate with me? And, you know, 1 or 2 times over the years, you know, I have been down there when she's had big birthday parties, especially if my friend kind of is home, you know, then I'm there. When I was 60, the funny thing is she insisted that I come, and I did go down. You know, I had my sister, a very good friend of mine came in from America, and also my partner, and the 3 of us, you know, we went and celebrated with her. But of course, it really was about her. For me, it was, I just kind of, you know,
went along.
I went along with it. And so when they were singing happy birthday, yeah, they sang happy birthday. But for me, it still didn't feel as if it was my celebration, because obviously I was a guest at there. And although she wanted me to participate, for me, it still was, you know, I made it her birthday more than it was my birthday.
Let me tell you about my birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since I was born on a birthday, as you know, or ever since I was kind of becoming aware of myself and me and all of this, birthdays were important things for me, because you know, that's the day you wake up and you smell vanilla and you smell baking in the kitchen, and you know, everyone's excited, the balloons and everything, and you know, so that's how I view birthday. And they're happy times. They are a culmination of, you know, what the year has been, kind of thing. And my dad would sing, you know, this may God bless you, and he would bless you.
Of course.
And everyone would sing, and, you know, it was a special day, and it was like, everyone is happy that you are alive.
Yes, of course.
And so I have always had that happiness in my heart. I love birthdays. And as I grew up, I didn't like cake. But I didn't care. I have to have a cake.
You have to have the cake.
I have to have a cake. And my children. Now, my children have grown up, and they love the birthday thing. But I'll tell you one of my most interesting birthdays. And it kind of resonated now. I only remembered it now because of the things that have happened today and yesterday.
Okay.
I was talking to somebody, and I was telling him that, I was talking to somebody else previously just yesterday, and she was telling me that birthdays really sometimes make her want to commit suicide.
Yeah.
She said she doesn't like birthdays, she hates it, and you know, it's a horrible day. And even when people try to make things happen, or when she goes to work, as you described it, they want to, they have a collection, they give her a present, they sing happy birthday. That's when she feels sick. She feels physically sick and wants to throw up.
Right.
I was quite shocked about that.
Absolutely.
And so I was telling, you know, a friend of mine that, this is what happened. And he said, do you know, I need to tell you something. I said, well, and he said, I'm like that. I hate birthdays.
Wow.
I hated birthdays until I met you.
Wow.
I wake up in the morning with foreboding.
Oh.
And by the end of the day, I'm excited because you've made it so.
Right.
You're the one who likes
Right.
birthdays, and now
Right.
you've made...
And
I was
shocked.
astounded.
Yeah, yeah. You're flabbergasted.
I could not believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I thought everyone enjoyed. But then I thought about it and remembered when I was married,
Yes.
I was in a kind of an abusive, where it wasn't almost physical. It was more of mental, and it was more of verbal, and it was always. And so you were in a situation where you're, and I've always been kind of confused by,
Right.
you're not sure, because you could say something and it could bring out a huge argument, and he was angry and all of that. And then it would be my birthday.
Right.
And then he would, because we had this tradition of singing happy birthday and all of that. I am always confused on my birthday because I don't really want anything from you.
Okay.
And yet he would come with the kids. They will come and sing happy birthday to me and everything. And it's like he wants to give you a present. But you see, he was the type of person who, if he gave you a present, other people should see it.
Okay.
Whereas I'm the opposite. It's between the two of us.
Okay.
So that too was a confusion. And then one day he actually arranged a birthday in a hotel, in a restaurant that we normally go to.
All right.
And he had everyone knew about it. Was a surprise. Okay, so by then I was getting quite fed up with this whole life and this whole lie thing, and here you are. Maybe we had an argument 3 days ago, maybe and I'm still reeling over it. And then suddenly we've had this birthday, and there were people there, my brothers, my cousins, the whole family, and I burst into tears.
Right.
Now, they thought that I was happy.
You were overwhelmed with
I
what he's done.
was overwhelmed.
With what he's done.
But I was overwhelmed with pure hatred.
Yeah.
Of the hypocrisy.
Right.
Of the, and yet I'm from a culture where you have to behave yourself and you have to be grateful for, and so it was the whole confusion of it.
Right.
Now, I've never said this before, and I do remember after that my cousin Stephen was there, and he was saying, look at you, how emotional you became, and how, and I was thinking, if only you knew. Yeah. It has not dampened my excitement for birthdays.
Which is great.
Yes, and I'm also, but you see, now, these are the things for which I am grateful for, that I am not in that situation anymore. My life has moved on so far away. It is eons. I'm saying this thing, and I'm even feeling like it's 500 million years ago.
Right.
But it's not really.
Right.
But I am happy in the moment. The fact that I am about to enter into another birthday. Now, the thing is, in my life, I have had a lot of, the whole day today I've had time to reflect. Because of, things that happened, and, my finding out that my friend really didn't like birthdays. It really made me think. And I'm thinking, I had a cardiac arrest. I have had,
and that's a lot to give thanks for, because the expectation of not being here.
And I'm here with my children. I have had, blood poisoning.
Right.
This is years ago, but I had some situation where my blood was poisoned and it was beginning to eat at me or something. Yeah. I've had things happen to me. My mother died. It was one of my biggest shake-ups in my life. Apart from my father dying and all of this. My biggest sadness was my grandma died. So I have gone through situations where I am grateful to be alive and to still enjoy the life that is in front of me.
Absolutely.
I am grateful for my family. I am grateful that every year I see love where even though there's hatred, you know, notwithstanding.
Absolutely.
I am grateful for love even.
Right.
I am grateful that I can do things that I could not have done previously.
Absolutely.
Today I went for a walk.
Wow.
You know, I went for a walk before this show.
Right.
And I came home, and in my walk, I thought, okay, I don't want to think. I want to clear my mind.
Right.
I want to kind of, you know, and think about all the good things in my life.
Right.
Okay, so I've done all these things, but I could not have done it without the grace of God.
No.
You know, I kind of think that, you know, there is luck somewhere. And you know, so it is very strange how when I hear that people are sad, I wonder if they have not had brushes with death, whether they have not encountered things that would have stopped them from being
In
here.
the tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I also found out is that people, my neighbor, for example, said, okay, I'll tell you one before you go. I said, what? She said, well, I have the fear of dying. Every year that it's my birthday,
She thinks it's
she
time
thinks she's going to die.
to go. Yeah.
No. Are you not going to celebrate the fact that you're alive?
Right. In the moment.
Because none of us
Yes, it's
are
about,
going to get out alive.
Yeah, living in the moment is
Yes.
what we need to do. Yeah.
You know, so that also, yeah, she said the fear of dying. Somebody said the fear of not reaching their goals. So,
yes.
as you said when you were 40,
Yes.
when I was maybe 25,
Yes.
was it? I think I was 25. And I used to go to college and work and all of I was doing everything all at once, and I used to think, when is this all going to end?
Right.
And I wanted to have a nice house with a nice kitchen with
Right. The things that you wanted to hurry up to
and
get
do,
to.
yes.
Yeah, because everybody was dreaming of the same things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went to my friend's house, and she invited us to dinner, and she had the whole serving, you know, the serviette thing and all the plates and the soup plate and this plate and that plate. And she had everything, and I thought, I was just thinking about this yesterday, you know, on my birthday, the next day. And I was like, so when am I going to get all this? I mean, I really have to.
And you wanted one
hurry.
too.
Now I have them, and I don't even remember where they are. They're upstairs in the loft. They're all over the place. And you kind of think, well, this is it.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
Everything comes to those who wait.
Right.
And,
Right.
gosh.
And I think, material things, do play a big part in our life with the way that we've been brought up and, you know, what our friends are doing. Because I remember when in my growing days here in England, the thing was to leave school, don't mind about getting a job, but to find a man, and as long as he's got a job at any of the local factory and can look after you, you know, is to find a job, and then obviously, you know, to find a man, to get married, and for him to be there to look after you, and that was what we were all on. All of us was thinking about the house, with the 2.5 kids and the picket fence and the car, you know, and that was life itself, and that was what we were told to aspire to. So of course, as some of us did get it, but we didn't get the ring, we got the man. And we got a nice flat possible, and then we did have the child, or whichever order they all came in, and then we realized that, wow, this is not everything. This is not everything, and then we have to really start working out real experience, real life things for yourself. And until you go and walk that journey, you don't understand, you know, because again, I think when we were having a conversation about birthday, and you were saying to me, my God, Norma, I'm not quite sure if we can just talk about the positive things about birthday like I wanted to, because obviously I always sound out,
Other
the
people.
other people and the topics and to get out their feeling. And you were saying you can't believe that some people feel like that about birthday, and it is not just birthday that causes issues in people's life. And I think for me, when I understood that was when I was doing a course, and I worked for Hackney Dat, which was their drugs and alcohol addiction service. And when you're working with those things, you realize sometimes when people have certain addictions and some abusive behavior and their self-harm, because taking drugs or alcohol is a self-harming process. And it wasn't just about birthdays that would flag up issues with them. Just the wonderful word called love.
Yes.
Which is the biggest word that should be the one that is the key to life itself. That caused the biggest problem, and you can't mention love to some people. And when I think I had a client, and we were talking about love. My goodness, I was really taken back by this response that I got from it. And then you started realizing that these things that we who know what love is and feel, and we have that forgiveness in our heart, and we understand all of that, there's some people you can't mention birthdays and you can't mention love to them, and I'm sure there is many other words that we could maybe bring up, or other people might even bring up, that is a trigger to their emotions and their deep emotions. And you and I, because we don't have that experience, it's really difficult for us to go down into that dark place with them to understand, what it's about. But of course, with you touching on that relationship that you had, at least you had a tiny spectrum of that dark place.
Oh, no, I had a huge spectrum.
Yes.
I had a...
Well, I'm glad you were the one that you
saying it. Yeah.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
But having that spectrum, to realize that even though you were this massive birthday appreciation and wanted the trimmings and everything that went with it, obviously for you did experience a little bit of darkness there, and that's how it is for a lot of people continuously.
Yeah, well, the thing for me, that kind of spectrum, when birthday comes in, because, you could be in a situation where you're in a war zone most of the time.
Yes.
That's fine. But I began to think that if this is how our life is, why do you make people think that it is not like that? Do you see what I mean? The whole idea that it seems like everything is everything's fine and blah blah blah, and then you're making such huge overtures to make me. To make the outside world think that, oh, look, how kind,
how wonderful he is.
How wonderful.
Yeah, because usually, when you are in a relationship, and if there are one of the partners who is not happy with himself, don't like himself, and has his own issues, he is going to want the people on the outside. He will paint this facade and have this game that they play. But inside of the house, it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
It is.
And then you're the person that is going to have to experience all that this person is. And the thing is, if you were to go out and tell your family that, or friend, this is how this person is, what they see on the outside, what he portrays, they would just find it a very hard pill to swallow. That no, there's no way this person can be like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't even swallow
the naivety about it. And I think also with our culture, we are now changing. And I think because, when you have talk shows like this, and you're open and honest, and you're being authentic to your own truth, it helps other people to realize that I am not the only person that's going through this. I don't have to feel ashamed of myself because I'm in an abusive situation, or, my partner is not being true and he's setting, a scene for people to like him and say this is him, and then for me it's something else. I'm getting to know the real person, and that's not how it is. And if I was to share that with others, it would be conflict with how they perceive him. So it's good that we are now moving into some new times. And for me, and I did a parenting facilitating class to become a parenting facilitator in the 90s, when we were having all these issues with parents and kids, and now it's escalated to all these gun crimes and stuff like that. And one of the things that they said to us, when we are with parents and we're sharing with parents, it is really important for them to make sure that they buy a birthday card for their child, to always make sure that even if it's a little cake, have a little celebration, and celebrate the child's birthday. And it is important. Obviously, nowadays, parents who have finance, they take it to the limit, don't they?
No more. It's no more McDonald's, or they don't have parties at the house.
No,
they may have it in a whole cinema.
Absolutely,
people get on aeroplanes. I mean, they take them onto islands.
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh.
And you have to buy presents, and it's such a big sort of a responsibility on some of the parents who can't really afford it, or can't really give their kids that kind of a birthday. But it's become very competitive.
It is.
And obviously that has now moved from just, the card and McDonald's and celebrating to something far more competitive, because obviously, again, we have social media.
Yeah.
And social media has taken over, so people want to set up this Instagram lifestyle to make it look as if, and some people put themselves into real financial situation just to...
For the
birthdays, for their children. To keep up with the mothers at the school gate, So it's moved into a different kind of play now, which is nice but not nice. I think in everything that we do, there should be a balance with what we do in life. And really, those kids, sometimes they don't necessarily appreciate what you've done for them, and they go out in life and have a greater expectation. And in real life, when they come unstuck, you know what I'm saying? That they haven't learned that the balance is what they need to have in life. So it's nice, but I think it will get people into a lot more difficulties with their children
if they spend so much on their children when they're not old enough to appreciate.
The
other thing is now, as contemporaries and things, people are having mega birthdays for their 50th,
absolutely,
for their 60th.
Yes, that's another thing.
The 80th. I kind of think that it is worthwhile to have these parties, not as grand as they turn out to be, but it is necessary that you get to a certain age in your life and you spend that money. This is what you can afford, this is what you want to do,
and to share with your
friends.
And
you share with your friends who you've come along
with.
Yes. And people have these massive birthdays. People travel. I had invitations to go to a 50th birthday in Geneva. I had parties in Texas, parties all over.
Or cruise.
A cruise, treating yourself. That's also good. But one of the things which I'm still on the point where people say that they get depressed, that too is a bit of a bother, because I think that if you are... One of the nice things that my friend said to me today was, it is because of your excitement and your happiness for birthdays. That's why I have begun to appreciate my birthday, which is a nice thing to say. However, I think if you do get depressed, you're not depressed all the time, but suddenly your birthday is coming and you are becoming depressed either because you haven't reached your goals, or you haven't... you have fear of dying, or you have this or that. If you're not sick, you're well. Why should you think that you're going to die?
Yes.
And I think people should rather open themselves up to maybe when you wake up in the morning, if you're not a Christian, if you're not a religious person, but you're a spiritual, everyone is a spiritual being.
Absolutely.
If you are a spiritual being, why don't you then
have gratitude?
Gratitude.
Yes, it's the gratitude.
Say thank you to the world, to Mother
for
Earth.
being there, for being here. You don't know who's listening if you're not sure about your spiritual beliefs, and you're not sure of that there is something. Well, have gratitude, and that is the greatest thing that you can do, is being grateful for being part of this process of life, that this wonderful thing that's life. Even though you may not think it's wonderful, especially if you're going through some very hellish moments. And you don't even have, I can't even for some people who are homeless, some people who are living on the streets, that would be a very hard pill to swallow, because if we spoke to them, we would really find another level that we would never have thought about.
No, there are levels. We can't think of everything, but one of the things is when people say that other people want to have a celebration for them and they don't want to be part. I think if you open yourself to it, you will find that it's just people being kind.
It is kindness.
Yes.
And love. And share,
so, if you open your mind now, people
and appreciation
and be grateful.
Been in their life.
Yes, some people are happy to have you in their lives, and if you open up, you'll find that your birthday is your gift from God.
It is
or from Mother Nature, or from whatever it is.
Whatever the source you think it comes from.
It's from somewhere. Also, I think people should. Upon all of these, the celebrations are there because people are grateful for different reasons why they are here.
Absolutely.
And for me, that I'm grateful because of all the, hitches that I've come through in life.
Yes.
I'm very far away from where I was years ago.
Yes.
So, of course, I'm going to be jumping up and down, celebrating, dancing, etc.
Yes.
And I wish people would. I'm going to play a song, actually, which I only heard this month.
Wow.
No, not this month. Last month.
Okay.
And it was so nice that I danced crazily with it in my house. And I'm going to play it.
Let me see if I'll dance crazily to it as well.
I think you will, if it will come on.
Yes.
It's really nice. It's not coming on. This is just horror. It's quite nice, actually. So I'm going to play it. Let's see.
Do you know who's it by?
Yeah, I'm playing it now. It's coming on now.
Okay.
Hey, hippa.
Oh yes, I will dance to this. Absolutely. We're having a party. We're having a celebration. Your birthday has started.
I wanted to bring champagne in, but you don't drink. So
I'm not a...
So I didn't, because I was opening a bottle. It's a huge bottle. I've already
started your celebration.
And I started getting presents already this morning. I went to my door and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh, fabulous. Oh my goodness. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We definitely can have a dance to this. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good tune. Yeah. Woo. And I love Afrobeats.
Huh?
I love the Afrobeats. This is
You
Afrobeats.
do? Yeah, this is Afrobeats.
Oh,
I don't know what it means.
He talks about love.
Yes,
so, he talks about love. Absolutely. Whoa. This is nice. Can we're on a radio station. Yeah, we have to bust some tunes and have a good dance. Yeah.
Hey!
Whoa.
We have to go. We have very little time, so I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good dance. Yeah, I like that.
That song is
we
called.
had some moves.
Yeah, it's called Oha. I don't know what it means, but it's by MC Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if MC Galaxy is from Ghana or Nigeria. I didn't understand the words. All I heard was Oha
And love, and I heard love.
Yeah, baby, I love
definitely.
you.
Baby, I love you. There was some loving stuff in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, people.
Mm-hmm.
I need to say to people who are not happy whenever their birthday is coming on, that there is definitely something you can be thankful for. I am a good example to tell you that I used to go through confusions when my birthday was coming, because in my mind, birthdays are happy times.
Mm-hmm.
And so when things are not going right and all of that, and people who are horrible to me are being nice to me,
Mm-hmm.
it confused me. And but then, you see, the thing is, I have things to be grateful for, because even in that time,
Absolutely.
I had people that I loved who loved me,
Uh-huh.
who I would spend another day of, my birthday with them.
Yes.
I would, be grateful for spending time with other people. I would be grateful for my family, my brothers and sisters, and all of that. So, even though the ones who you thought you should be having a good time with were not, when it wasn't working, and I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. It was fine. It was and every year, what happened was, it was strengthening me in my resolve that I don't like this, and I've got to make a change.
Of course.
Birthdays are for reflection, really, and also for you to begin to think that this new age, this new time that God has given me, what am I going to do with it? Do you see what I mean? Luckily for me, it worked out in the end. And so I'm praying that if there are women out there, ladies, if you kind of feel that this time comes and you ask yourself, why am I in this situation? It shouldn't be like, it should be, Lord, I thank you, or whoever it is, I thank you for letting me reach this day
And
now.
also our men, I think,
Yes,
who don't celebrate for
men,
whatever reason.
men who, I mean, I just can't understand it though, because I think that when your birthday is coming, because of reflection, men and women, reflect and plan. Start to think, even if you're in a bad situation, it's going to get better. How do I change it? Is it me? Is it somebody else? Most of the time, the way that we perceive things also is part of our problem.
It is, yeah.
I'm saying it easily and loosely, and I know that it's more heavier than that for people, heavier, way deeper.
It's a deeper.
But, I mean, you can say something. I don't know if this phone is flashing or if it's just twiggling or... Yeah, you want to say something.
Yeah. For me, as I said, I appreciate, and even my mother, I think as she got much older and she retired and she settled, and she started not having to worry about where she's going to find money to put food on the table and all of that. And when the grandkids came, she has so much more time, and every year, everybody's birthday, there's 6 of us, she remembers, the date, she remembers the moment, she remembers the time, and she would always say to even my sister, oh, could you buy Norma a birthday card? This is what I want you to write in it for me on my behalf. And she would tell me to do that for my sister, and she would tell me to do that for my brother. And, even our parents, even though it wasn't something that was part of their process when they were growing up and feeling those hard times and being born in, villages and never had a chance to even celebrate their own birthday. And when we started understanding, we started appreciating too, and sending them their cards. And my mother, she would have an album, and you could go now and she would have all the birthday cards that she received from all of us, read all the words that were so important to her, and it meant a lot to her. And so we get there at some point, but it's how we get there.
Yeah.
And it's when we get there. And I think in life, what it's all about is each and every one of us allowing the process to get to us. And because we don't move towards life. Life comes towards us.
Indeed.
And that's what we have to understand. So we get there, and when it does get there, it's allowing. We need to learn to allow these things to take place for us.
Yeah. We have to play some more music. This one, we're partying now.
Okay.
So,
well, it's your birthday,
yeah,
girl.
it's my birthday. We're playing techno
Yes, yes.
now. Hey.
Yay. This is nice. Wow.
Falaka give me love.
We're having
Hey.
a birthday party for Candy. Starting to
Woo.
do our thing.
Whoa. We got to have a land in my Porsche.
And again, time has gone so quick. Where does it go? It's like
It flies.
you have to have like a part 1 and a part 2
Baby.
because time just goes by so quickly.
Baby.
Especially when you're having fun. Wow.
Yep, well, we've done a little bit of pana for I like techno. Techno dances. I'm going to look for another of his songs that he dances. It is so
Definitely move your feet.
nice.
Yeah, got the spirit.
Yeah.
Got the spirit moving. So we're going to wish you a really happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And we give God thanks and praise for you, that you're with us and you've come into this world to cheer us up and to bring lots of positive energy. Yeah, definitely. Well, you can't, it's one of these Afro beats again. I love them. You have to move when you hear this music. The Afro beats have definitely taken over, haven't they?
Baby, can I? Yeah, I'm back from techno again. I'm obsessed with techno at the moment.
Lovely.
Yes, that
Enjoy.
was so nice. We have 3 minutes to go.
And we are going to wish you a very happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Happy third strong day
Oh, thank you.
for coming
you.
into this world. Wishing you all the joy, all the peace,
thank
all the
you.
happiness, and all the love. And it's wonderful to have you in my life.
In my life too. Thank,
Thank
you
you.
for having,
Thank
for
you.
being in my life too.
Thank
People,
you.
I wish anyone whose birthday in September, I wish all the people whose birthdays are coming forward.
And tomorrow as well.
And tomorrow, all my
That's-
twinnies,
yes, all your
to
twinnies.
Chief myself, to Frances, my sweetie friend. All of you, I'm wishing you a happy birthday. One of the things I want to say to you though is, if it is your birthday, do not be depressed. You are alive. You are a child of the universe. And you should find things to be grateful for. If you don't want to spend it with people, that is your wish. You must have a wish. You must be able to say, no, this birthday I want to do X, I want to do Y. And do it and enjoy it. If you want to sit somewhere, go to the cinema on your own, eat ice cream. Even though you are on a diet, drink some wine. Don't get too drunk and sick. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. People, do it. It is your day. Your birthday is the day of you to get strong. For you to decide that this is me, this is what I deserve. Even if you are 5 years old, I've seen my niece, when it's her birthday, she gets so excited she can't breathe.
Yes.
Because she's got the cake she wants. She's got this. She's got love.
Yes.
That is how you live. If you have no love, I have a friend who said one of the things she does is she takes the telephone off the hook.
Right.
She switches her mobile phone off because she knows no one is going to call her.
It's gonna call.
But because she does these things, these two things, take the
Right.
photo, then even if someone called her,
did call, she wouldn't get the message.
she wouldn't get the message. So it's intentional.
Yeah.
But that way she doesn't feel sad because she feels maybe someone called me, but I just didn't answer it. But to have a day that no one called is too painful. So yes, start planning and living your life the way that you want it. If you meet something, especially birthdays, because you think people get something, so you don't get it, try and find a different way. Eat ice cream, please. I love ice cream. I am going to eat ice cream tomorrow. I am going to. And one of the things I love is seafood. And I'm going to eat seafood tomorrow. I'm going to eat seafood on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be out with my kids. I'm going to be out with my friends. I'm going to be doing the things that make me think, oh, God, thank you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Yes. So, look, even in sadness, even with children, grown-ups, everything, I have been sad. And even in sadness, I know the pockets of happiness. I can identify things that make me happy. Do it, people.
And remember, happiness is within you.
Amen.
It's always there.
It's you.
That well that fills up, and we choose to be happy.
Yes.
Or we choose to be sad. It's a choice that we make. Happiness is a choice.
It is a choice.
Yes.
So people, happiness is your choice. You can do what you want. You can live the way that you want. You can, it's your choice. It's you. And so, I wish myself a happy birthday. Norma's wish me a happy birthday.
Definitely.
Everyone's going to wish me a happy birthday. I am so happy.
So
and
grateful.
I thank God for that.
Absolutely.
Amen. We've had an hour. Done. We're off here now.
Has it shut it down?
Yeah, it shut down. Off it. It says off it.
It shuts it on.